Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have another 5-season prospect rebuild, and today we have Brandon Miller to the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets came oh so close, but oh so far away to winning the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. Ultimately, they did not. The ping pong balls did not bounce in their favor. They ended up with the second overall selection. Now, I know what you're all saying, and you're probably sitting there and saying that Scoot Henderson is without a doubt a better player than Brandon Miller. Now, I'm not going to get into that full-blown conversation right now, but what I am going to say is I don't love the fit of Scoot Henderson and LaMelo Ball next to each other, and I fully understand with the second overall pick, you typically don't draft fit. You draft the best player available. Now, I think there's a very realistic possibility that they do go ahead and draft Scoot Henderson, but the way I've been seeing everything, including a whole lot of mock drafts, post-draft lottery, I really do think Brandon Miller is going to be their pick. Now, I'm not saying mock drafts mean a goddamn thing, because obviously they don't. But at the end of the day, it's not like they're getting some terrible player in Brandon Miller. He's a tremendous three-point shooter. He's a very versatile wing. He's a really good mold of what you want in today's NBA. So, to be honest with you, I don't know if they take Brandon Miller. I don't know if they take Scoot Henderson. For today's sake, we're going to pretend they're taking Brandon Miller number 2 overall. He's going to be a future piece for their franchise. Obviously, this is only going to be our second prospect rebuild, and there are quite a few good names in this draft. So we have a few prospect rebuilds to go after this. And obviously, Scoot Henderson at number 3 to Portland doesn't also really make a ton of sense right now. So there's a possibility Portland moves their draft pick. Maybe somebody wants to move up and give a player to Portland. They can help build around Damian Lillard. I don't know what the hell the Trailblazers are doing. But if you have any thoughts on that and what you think I should do with Scoot Henderson, let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, you can let me know your thoughts on whether you think that Charlotte will take Miller or Henderson as well, along with any other video ideas. But yeah, man, I think Brandon Miller is still an incredible player. There's a strong possibility that outside of just this year's draft, he might have gone number 1 overall. I don't really know what they would have done. And honestly, it's crazy to think about. This is a very talented draft, and Brandon Miller is a very talented player. We have a 5-year rebuild with him coming up. Let's get into it. All right, so we are officially here in off-season number 1. Obviously, as I mentioned, we're doing 5 full seasons, hoping to really maximize on that potential of Brandon Miller, some of the other young guys we do have already, and some of the other young guys that we may draft eventually. So let's just hop right into it. Staff signing here. We're going to go ahead and move on from Steve Clifford. I'd rather have a guy that I chose to run the organization. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. This could be a fun one to to sign Jacob Underwood. I do get Stauffer a lot, so let's have Jacob Underwood come in here. Be the guy that leads the charge for us here in Charlotte. He's going to be our new head coach. Could be the entire video if things do go well and according to plan. So let's hop up to the draft. Obviously, we have that second overall selection. And I know this is going to be a conversation all the way up until the Hornets actually make this pick in real life. Who is the right player to draft? These are the kind of decisions that, as a general manager, either make you very, very loved or get you fired. I mean, that's just as simple as it gets. So for me, I do see both sides of the argument. I really do stand by the argument. And I fully believe that with a top, whatever, fill in the blank pick. I'm going to say anywhere inside the top 5 or 6, team depending. You don't draft fit. You draft the best player, and you figure it out after that. That being said, I don't know if there's enough of a talent gap to really go ahead and make the argument to have 2 point guards on your roster that are both very much capable of being stars one day. Now, I'm also not saying that I don't think there's some way that possibly Scoot Henderson and LaMelo Ball could play next to each other. I'm sure it's possible in today's NBA. I just think when you have a guy in Brandon Miller, who albeit is really good himself, he's almost an exact prototype, as I mentioned, of what you kind of want in a basketball player today. He's a lengthy wing that can shoot and play defense. I think he's going to fit really well with this team. And again, I do see the Scoot Henderson argument. We're going to go with Brandon Miller today. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've definitely been wrong before. I'll definitely be wrong again. We're taking Brandon Miller right now. I'm hoping he turns out to be an absolute stud for us. He's 6'9", 200 pounds, 20 years of age. Welcome to Charlotte. In terms of our other draft picks, we also have 4 in round 2. We also have 9 and 28. I'm not going to use these picks. I don't think 3 second-round picks is necessary. I will draft somebody with my 4th overall selection in round 2. See if we can get somebody that could potentially get some minutes at some point in time. And honestly, I'll just take Jordan Hawkins or Jett Howard. I don't know. To be honest, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. These are a lot of shooting guards here. You know what? I'll take Jalen Hood. Why the hell not? All right, welcome to Charlotte. In terms of overalls, it's a 79 for Brandon Miller, 75 overall for Jalen Hood. That's actually really awesome to see. That's really, really great. So team player options. LaMelo Ball obviously coming back. I'll bring back Bouknight. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've said this before in rebuilds. I was super high on James Bouknight coming into the league. I loved him at UConn. It did not end up working out quite that way so far. I still have some faith. We'll see. But ultimately, I'm bringing back everybody. I want to mention it now if you did not realize it. This is not a realistic rebuild. There are not going to be realistic moves today, except for drafting Brandon Miller. So Nick Richards and PJ Washington will both get qualifying offers, 79 overall and 81 overall, respectively. Would not mind bringing either of them back. I think they're pretty key components of this core. So, we take a look at free agency. PJ Washington's the one guy we do have bird rights on. Obviously, there's some other free agents here. I don't love this free agency class. I think it's not going to be that fun of a free agency this offseason in real life. I think it's going to be a lot more fun in terms of trades, potentially sign-in trades then. I don't know. We will see. In terms of this roster, going over it, obviously LaMelo Ball was, third overall in 2020? Yeah, he is great. You hated seeing him get that injury last year. I think he's going to bounce back to that all-star level that he's played at. And ultimately, I think he's going to be really good for a really long time. I'm super excited to have him here. Almost a 0% chance he goes anywhere. The shooting guard spot, I don't mind Terry Rozier. He's actually one of my favorite Celtics of all time. Unfortunately, this is a 5-year rebuild, not a 3-year rebuild. Doesn't necessarily match that timeline super well at almost 30 years old. Might try to maximize on that trade value immediately. I was surprised we just got Jalen Hood, who's a 75 overall in round 2. Kind of almost feels like Madden when you can go ahead and get a player with whatever that term is, is it untapped potential? I forget what the term is. Superstar potential, whatever. Superstar dev. I don't know. It feels cool. James Bouknight and then Bryce McGowens is here. So the shooting guard spot, we definitely have some nice young options. Small forward spot, obviously Miller will be starting, and I think Hayward's days here are probably over. We'll find a trade there, and then Cody Martin. The power forward spot, which is probably the weakest on this team. Obviously, once upon a time, Miles Bridges was here. And then shit hit the fan for Miles Bridges. Shitty to see. I did not mean to just go over to the Heat. And then the center spot, Mark Williams is an 80 overall. He's 21 years old. Not a bad rookie season whatsoever. We're going to see if we can develop him a little bit. We do have Kai Jones, but we do want to go ahead here in free agency anyways. So we're going to try to get PJ Washington back. I think he's an important piece to this team. I'm actually going to give him a real contract. In terms of our cap space, we don't really have a ton. And I think a lot of that has to do with Gordon Hayward. So I'm actually going to move him right now, and potentially Scary Terry as well. I have absolutely no idea why Oklahoma City wants to give me 2 unprotected first-round picks for Gordon Hayward when he's 33, but they do, and I'm going to take it. One of these is coming from the Wizards in this year's draft, and one of them is coming from the Clippers in 2026. Could be valuable, who knows. Gordon Hayward, no longer a member of the Charlotte Hornets. We clear up a little bit more cap space, and I didn't make that move because I was trying to clear up cap space. I made that move because I think Gordon Hayward's tenure here as a Hornet probably should be over anyways. And then in terms of having Cody Martin back up Brandon Miller, I don't hate it for a season. It definitely could be a lot worse of an option. He's 27 years old at a 76 overall on a pretty team-friendly contract. I can live with that. And then the shooting guard spot, I don't want to say I'm just going to give up on Terry Rozier for nothing. Obviously, he's still a good player, and he is pushing 30, but he's not quite to that point where I have to trade him yet. If I find the right trade, I'll make it. If not, we're going to see you guys back in free agency. I've decided to make this trade with the Miami Heat, and hear me out on this one. We're sending Terry Rozier, Bryce McGowens, and Cody Martin, who I know I just got done talking about in a really high state, and I stand by that statement. Unfortunately, Miami wants him in the trade. We're acquiring Tyler Hero. I'm doing this trade because Tyler Hero is 6 years younger, and he's obviously going to progress to a much higher overall than Terry Rozier is going to get to. I think that's rather obvious. Now, Tyler Hero is not somebody who's great defensively, and that does make me a little bit nervous in a backcourt with LaMelo Ball, but here in 2K doesn't necessarily mean as much as it would in real life. So, Tyler Hero, welcome to Charlotte. We also don't give up any draft picks, which is obviously really key in a rebuild like this. In terms of acquiring Duncan Robinson as well, he's a great shooter off the bench. He's just making a shit ton of money. But honestly, for a year to back up Brandon Miller, I don't really mind it, especially in a year where we don't really have to save cap space for anything. So, I don't also know what I want to do with James Bouknight. I wanted to try to get him minutes, but unfortunately, I just don't really see a way that he does, especially because we drafted Jalen Hood, who's a higher overall already, while being 3 years younger than Bouknight. So another decision will have to be made there. In terms of the power forward spot, I definitely do want to go ahead and not renounce Nick Richards. Dennis Smith Jr. wouldn't be a bad backup option. We can probably throw him some money. I'm going to have the money to sign him anyways. I forgot about Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre is somebody I wouldn't maybe mind getting back. Completely just went right out one ear and right into the other. Okay, so obviously he's a guy we could consider getting back. You see, that's the thing. I don't know, because I might just let him go. I don't know how realistic it is. Not that I'm trying to be realistic, because I'm not. I don't really think that he is needed back here. I think the future has already kind of been established, and I don't really think Kelly Oubre Jr. is a part of that. So, you know what? I'm going to make the decision to let him go. It could come back and bite me in the ass, but ultimately, I want to see him have success somewhere else, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and now pay P.J. Washington. He wants nearly $23 million a year, which makes me a little nervous, but I can live with it for now. Around 24 mil, because we're going to front load it a little bit, and it'll get a little bit less down the line. And then I wouldn't mind getting Nick Richards back as well, obviously. He's a decent backup center option here for me, and we don't have the money for it. Let me see if I can find him here. Nick Richards... So, no. But he is restricted, so hypothetically I should be able to match any contract he gets. And then in terms of our backups here, I think Kai Jones is probably expendable just because we have Mark Williams, and I'm going to try to get Nick Richards back. So I'm going to actually combine Kai Jones and James Bouknight into a trade. Hornets fans, if you like both these players, don't get mad at me. I apologize. Try to find myself a new backup point guard to back up LaMelo Ball. If not, I'll just take some draft picks and sign somebody. I mean, I see John Collins right here. In terms of having him and P.J. Washington, it kind of feels like a wash. It doesn't really feel like any sort of crazy upgrade. In terms of point guards right now, I'm not really seeing any options, or at least anything I really like. DeLon Wright is not included in something that I like. So, you know what? I'm going to take the draft picks because I definitely like those. And then in terms of, you know what? Give me Chris Dunn. Some defense off the bench potentially, especially when you have LaMelo and Tyler Hero in your starting lineup. So I'll wait on Nick Richards. I'm hoping he just takes his qualifying offer. If not, I'll sign somebody else. But more importantly, I'll see you guys at the start of year one. We went ahead and finalized the rotation here at the start of year one. I don't necessarily think this is any sort of contending team. Hell, I don't even think we're going to be in the playoffs. But we have established a really good young core that is hopefully going to lead us into the promised land in just a few years, and here's how it's going to look. It's LaMelo Ball, Tyler Hero, Brandon Miller, P.J. Washington, and Mark Williams. The bench unit's going to be led by Chris Dunn. Nick Richards actually signed an offer sheet with the Miami Heat. We went ahead and matched that contract. Here's a full look at it if you guys do want to see. Nothing egregious in this deal. I was very happy to match it. Jalen Hood, who we took in the second round, was a surprising 75 overall, and I'm really, really happy that about that we drafted him. JT Thor, and then Duncan Robinson, who's down to a 73 overall. He's just on the bench just to be a shooter. We will see. Also, in terms of our future assets, I want to check because I don't believe we have our first-round pick this year. We do not. So in terms of first-round picks this year, we have the Wizards and we have the Trailblazers, but we don't have our own. I believe the San Antonio Spurs actually have our own first-round pick, and I'm only remembering that because I just did a Spurs rebuild. But hopefully the Wizards and the Blazers both suck enough that it really won't matter because I don't know how good we're going to be or how bad we're going to be, but honestly, I do like the way we've kind of set things up for success down the line, and honestly, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'll see you guys at the end of year one here in Charlotte. So as we expected, year one, we were nowhere near contention. I'm assuming we were nowhere near the playoffs. We finished with a record of 31-51, and honestly, it was a developmental year. We weren't trying to be good. We weren't trying to win. I can live with it. Trae Young, MVP. Okay, very impressive season. Victor Wembanyama obviously went first overall and takes home Rookie of the Year. Jordan Poole, sixth man. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder does take home Coach of the Year. So, obviously, we're not worried about the playoffs right now. We finished, as I mentioned, with a record of 31-51, which was the 13th seed here in the Eastern Conference. Wow, Miami. I just can't... Wow. How is this a bad team? I don't know. I just can't fathom any team that's under Eric Spoelstra being bad at all. But, yeah, man. Weird to see. In terms of the numbers, it was Tyler Hero. Brandon Miller probably would have won Rookie of the Year in literally any other draft. Unfortunately, Victor Wembanyama happens to be in his. But yeah, we had three guys scoring over 21 points a game, which is obviously great. Or, well, I should say 21 or more points a game. P.J. Washington, Mark Williams was near a double-double. Honestly, if he can continue that, he might be my center throughout the entirety of this video. The bench unit is what it is. I mean, again, we didn't have some stud coming off the bench in any way, shape, or form that can score like 12, 14 a night. But honestly, it's doable for now. So, year one is officially done. Let's go ahead and sim the playoffs. Did I just see the 8-seeded Rockets sweep the Warriors that were a 1 seed? Interesting. Which sets us up for what everybody was thinking. A Denver Nuggets and a Detroit Pistons final. And yeah, everybody thought the Pistons were going to sweep them. Wow. Did not see that one coming. 22-year-old Cade Cunningham averages 30 and 12 and 6.5 rebounds and is your finals MVP. Okay, just how everybody drew it up. All right, let's get into the draft lottery. Obviously, we don't have our own pick, but we do have a couple other picks, including that one from the Wizards right there. And then it looks like the Trailblazers were not bad enough to be in the lottery, which is a little bit unfortunate, but still not that big of a deal. So we end up at 6, and the Spurs we end up at 7, and the Spurs have our pick 1 ahead. Really not that bad. It's not that bad. All right, so staff signing. I'm still fine with Jacob Underwood. I don't really think that was a fireable season with the roster that he had. So up to the draft, we obviously have a decision to make whether we want to keep number 7. We also have 21 in round 1 from the Portland Trailblazers and then 3 second-round picks once again. So I don't know exactly what I want to do with this pick. I think there's a world out there where maybe I trade it and we find like an upgrade, maybe at the power forward spot. But unless it's a really good trade, I'm not going to do that. So I'll either see you guys with the trade or in the draft. I've decided I want to try to get Julius Randle. Now, you can say what you want about Julius Randle in real life, but here in 2K, guys' egos don't really matter. And honestly, I think he is a clear-cut upgrade over PJ Washington. So I'm going to try to get it done. I'd be willing to give up number 7 as well, just because I don't think we're going to draft anybody at 7. It's going to get nearly as good as a 90 overall like Julius Randle is. So we're going to try to make this trade. I'd love to have him here. He'd be a clear-cut upgrade. And overall-wise, I think he'd help out this team a ton. So, you want to take that? They do not. How about if I include a future first from ourselves in 2026? I don't want to do 2025 just in case we somehow still suck, but I'll do 2026. They still don't want to do that. Any other players? You want Chris Dunn? Cool. All right, welcome to the team, Julius Randle. He's our new starting power forward, and he's just another guy on this team that's going to help this team win games. So, yeah, I think I saved maybe 1 second-round pick or 2 seconds. I don't need these. Off to Philadelphia you go. Up to team player options right now. Williams, Hood, and Thor all coming back. These are guys that are important to the rotation. LaMelo Ball, I'm going to be actually giving a contract to. I do not want to risk losing him next year in unrestricted free agency or whatever. So I'm going to pay this man his money, and obviously we're going to go ahead and wait until after the moratorium period. So, pretty good. That's our one free agent, really. And other than that, I'm pretty comfortable with the way this team's kind of playing right now. And I'm liking it a lot. LaMelo actually wants to go to the Bucks. Okay, we'll just match that anyways. All right, cool. So let's take a full look at this roster right now. We have LaMelo Ball, we have Hero and Hood. Good there. I'm going to move Duncan Robinson. I think I'd like to get somebody else to be my backup small forward. And honestly, Duncan Robinson, almost $20 million a year, not going to happen. I'll also just mention it quickly. This is the problem with 2K. I shouldn't be able to get a first-round pick for Duncan Robinson. I shouldn't. He's a negative asset. Sure. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to sign some new guys. Honestly, I'll take a flyer on TJ McConnell. Could be a good veteran bench piece for me on a one-year deal. And then in terms of backup small forward, let me sign Bogey. I'm going to sign Bogey. His overall will go down, which I fully am embracing. But I'm going to have him come in. He's going to be my backup small forward. He's tall enough, I guess. It's the NBA today. It doesn't really matter. So he's actually an 81 overall, which is fine by me. All right, cool. That is it for now. We have obviously made some other changes to this team, and I'm looking forward to year 2. Potentially a playoff year. After a not-so-fun first season, we went ahead and made a couple other pretty big moves. We acquired Julius Randle. He's going to come in, hopefully be another star that can lead us to some more wins. And this team is on the up and up, man. I really think everything's coming together quite nicely. Here's how it's going to play out. It's LaMelo Ball and Tyler Hero on the backcourt. No changes there. Obviously, still have Brandon Miller at the 3. He had an incredible rookie season. Hoping his scoring doesn't go down too much with the addition of Julius Randle. I'm not necessarily terribly worried that it will. I'm hoping that overall can also go up a little bit more. We will see. Obviously, Randle in here now starting at the 4, and we still have Mark Williams here as our starting center. The bench unit maybe got a little bit better. It's still nowhere near where I would hope it would be, but it's good enough for now. Going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic, Nick Richards, Jalen Hood, JT Thor, and TJ McConnell. I like this team. I think we can sneak into the playoffs. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. 50-32 is our record to wrap up year 2 here in Charlotte, and honestly, that's really, really good. I don't think we're necessarily the top seed in the East, but we're probably pretty goddamn close, and for a year 2, that's pretty good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is your MVP. He averages a double-double. This dude is absolutely incredible. Matas Buzelis, Rookie of the Year. He went 6th overall to the Spurs. Him and Victor Wembanyama are probably tearing it up, and they probably will be in the West for a very long time. Amen Thompson, 6th Man of the Year. He went 3rd overall to the Portland Trailblazers, so they decided to take a different point guard instead of Scoot Henderson. He's playing well. I give him credit. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Mathurin, Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder does win Coach of the Year for the Atlanta Hawks. So here is a full look at these standings. We are the 4 seed here in the East. We're going to be taking on Milwaukee in round 1. Not exactly my favorite matchup, but you know what? If we want to win and we want to prove that we're winners, we got to play tough opponents. So Brandon Miller's scoring goes down. I kind of expected that a little bit with the addition of Julius Randle, but honestly, it's not down enough to a point where I'm really upset about it or anything like that. But as I mentioned, Milwaukee here in round 1. We do have home court, but again, not exactly. Whoa, where the hell did Quickly and Herb Jones come from? That is some crazy additions to put next to Giannis. Holy shit. All right, well, that scares the hell out of me. We're up 2-0, but I still would not be surprised if we lost this series, and we're up 3-1. Okay, don't blow a 3-0 lead. Thank you. On to round 2. A little bit of a surprise to some, but I'll take it. We have Detroit, the defending NBA champions here in round 2. Obviously, you saw 22-year-old Cade Cunningham have one of the best finals I've seen from a 22-year-old ever, and he won finals MVP. This is a pretty good team. Let's see if we can pull off an upset. We're 1-1. We go down 2-1, down 3-1, and that is the end of the road. We lose in 5. A shame, but honestly, a good developmental year. It is a Pistons and a Jazz final, and the Pistons go back-to-back. Cade Cunningham is absolutely ridiculous at this point. That's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen the Pistons win back-to-back finals, never mind in the first and second year of a rebuild. That's pretty crazy. So draft lottery. Did we trade for anything that could potentially be in this lottery? I have no idea. I don't see a Hornets logo. I'm assuming no. It's going to be the Heat, the Hawks, the Warriors, the Mavericks, and then the Wizards. Let's head up to staff signing right now. I'm still good with Jacob Underwood. We had a good year, and we'll see. He's not 100% safe. Really, there's not many NBA coaches that are 100% safe, but he's good for now. Up to the draft, we have 25 and 26. Don't really feel like either of these are going to be valuable draft picks for me, so we'll take some future picks from the Bucks. Team player options, Randle declines. We're going to bring back Miller and Williams, obviously, and then Randle is definitely somebody I'd like to get back. Jalen Hood, very similar. He's a really important piece off our bench. So let's take a look at free agency. Julius Randle is here in terms of signing like a guy like Giannis. We don't necessarily have the funds to do it, unfortunately. I mean, it would require me trading either LaMelo or Hero or probably both of Miller and Richards, and I'm just not doing that. So would have been fun to go after a Giannis or a Tatum, but it just doesn't feel like the video to do that. So we're going to go ahead, re-sign Julius Randle, who wants a whole lot of money. And then, yeah, JT Thor, Jesus, $10 million a year. It's a lot of money. That definitely is a lot of money. I also want to make sure I get Jalen Hood back. I don't have bird rights on him. He was a second-round pick. He's only been here for 2 years. But I will try to see if it's going to let me offer him a contract. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. If not, he has a qualifying offer. So, yeah, it's not going to let me pay him, but he will probably end up accepting the qualifying offer. So, we do need to find ourselves a new backup point guard. We're going to bring back Jalen Hood. I'm going to try to move Bogey, I think, just because I think it's getting to the point where he's just a little bit too old. His regression hits pretty hard in 2K. So, if I can find maybe either a new... Ooh, I don't actually mind Grant Williams. I could just bring Chris Dunn back, but I don't really want to give up a first-round pick. Buddy Hield wasn't the same exact age. I might do that. He's a good shooter. I don't really love any of these, to be honest with you. I'm not really loving them very much. Dylan Brooks, good God. DiVincenzo is not terrible, but I don't really need a shooting guard, either the point guard or a small forward. You know, Christian Brown, who I actually just found out the pronunciation is Brown, not Braun. I've been saying it like Braun for a very long time, and nobody's corrected me. I thought at least somebody would have, but no. Welcome to the team, Christian Brown. He's going to be the new backup to Brandon Miller. All right, at this point in time, we just need to sign a new point guard. Jose Alvarado, hell yes, welcome to the team. Very excited to have him here. And then obviously, as I mentioned, Jalen Hood has a qualifying offer. So he'll either accept another deal and we'll match it, or he'll take his qualifying. And I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. We've arrived at the start of year 3 here in Charlotte. Last year, we went ahead and made it all the way to the second round before losing to the eventual champion Pistons. And this year, we are back for blood, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. It's going to be LaMelo Ball, Tyler Hero, Brandon Miller, who's up to an 85 overall. You honestly love to see it. Albeit his scoring will probably stay around what it was instead of up to where it was his rookie year. But honestly, it's fine by me. Julius Randle and then Mark Williams. Good starting 5. Bench units led by Jose Alvarado, who we gave a 3-year deal to in free agency. Nick Richards, Jalen Hood, Christian Brown, and JT Thor. It's a really talented team. Let's hope we can make a little bit of a run, maybe win a championship. It was a very, very fun third season as we did go 68-14. I'm assuming that's the best record in the league, and obviously we have very, very high hopes for a championship. Luka Doncic finally cracks it and gets an MVP, 28.5 points, 9 boards, 11 assists. Hell of a year from him. Basala Bagyoka, Rookie of the Year. He is in Golden State. and he went 3rd overall. Alzer Thompson, 6th man of the year. Giannis wins DPOY. Isaiah Collier, most improved in Chicago. And Jacob Underwood does win coach of the year. So, we're the 1 seed, I'm going to assume. Yes, we are. So, we obviously have very high hopes this year. I'm feeling pretty good right now, but obviously that could change in just a moment of time. So let's everybody perform at a super high level. I thought Brandon Miller's scoring would not go up. It did. I was wrong. He led this team in scoring. We had 3 guys score more than 22 points a game. That is pretty goddamn insane. This team is coming together quite nicely. Let's see. First round, who we got? It's going to be the 8th-seeded Indiana Pacers. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton. Emmanuel Quickley is now here. He was in Milwaukee last year, if my memory is correct. Jarris Walker, Poku's here. You got Nembhard. They're a good team. At this point, we're just a lot better, I would say. So let's take care of business. We're up 3-0. We sweep them on to round 2. We have the 4-seed Orlando Magic. Desmond Bane is a new addition here. I kind of like that addition. I'm not going to lie. Good team. Again, stand by what I said. I think we're the better crew. I really do. And we're 2-2 with them right now. We go up 3-2, and we are in the East Finals, taking on the 7-seeded Heat. Playing team to the East Finals. Sounds familiar. All right. Bronny James is here. Okay. Maybe LeBron wants to go back to Miami. Yeah, I mean, you got Jimmy here. Naz Reid's here. Obviously, we went ahead and traded and acquired Tyler Hero from them. So let's see what ends up happening. You got Tyler Hero. Maybe a little bit of a revenge tour against his old team. We're up 3-0, and we sweep the Heat. And we're taking on Kyrie Irving in the Utah Jazz here in the NBA Finals. Wow. You got Sexton, Kyrie, Lowry, Kyle Anderson, Walker Kessler, Rozier. There was actually a moment I almost accepted a trade for Walker Kessler. It was similar to the trade that I took for Tyler Hero. So, see if we maybe regret that one a little bit. We're up 2-0. We're up 3-0. And we run them out of the goddamn building in LaMelo Ball Finals MVP. Championship in year 3. Obviously, still 2 years to go. So, we are not done. We are going to continue to get it done and hopefully continue to win championships. In terms of the draft lottery, I don't see anything for Charlotte. It's the Kings, the Raptors, the Sixers, the Rockets, and then the... Oh, wait, Hornets. Whoa. Cool. I was like reading. I'm like, holy shit. All right, cool. Jacob Underwood staying here. He just won us a championship as our head coach. And we now have the 5th overall selection. So what do I want to do with this pick? Honestly, I don't know. We also have 8 and 30 in round 2, which I just don't need. Thanks, Philly. Okay, so we might try to make an upgrade. If I'm thinking anywhere, it would probably be the center spot, but Mark Williams is a free agent, so I can't really do that at the moment. I don't know. We'll see. We're just going to see who's available for me here in the draft. Honestly, I don't know this draft class in the slightest. I'm not going to pretend that I do. Cameron Boozer. Is that Carlos Boozer's son? I think it is. Koa Pete, Cooper Flag. So, yeah, in terms of guys we can draft here, I don't know. I mean, our bench wasn't bad. It's not like we needed to make an upgrade anywhere 100%. I see AJ DeBance. AJ here is a 79 overall. He's the second-rated prospect. I'm going to take him. It would feel dumb not to, but we have Christian Brown as the backup, but honestly, AJ's a 77. I'll give him some minutes. Brandon Miller, 100% coming back. Obviously, qualifying offers are going to be Mark Williams, Christian Brown. I'll give a qualifying offer, too. Maybe throw him in a trade. And then Jalen Hood, somebody I'd like to get back as well. So, we take a look here at free agency. In terms of this free agency class, it's Kevin Durant, who appears to want to go to Miami. They could be a problem for us. You got Triple J here, Darren Fox, Josh Giddey's here. Damian Lillard's here, albeit he wants $50+ million and he's 36. Interesting. Jimmy, you want to take a mid-level exception here? It's weird because sometimes you see these guys sign that are a little bit older for like really cheap money with contenders. Nobody wants to do it with me, though. So in terms of our free agents, I wouldn't mind bringing Nick Richards back. He's a pretty serviceable backup big man for me. So we're going to re-sign him, and then I'm going to wait a couple days on Williams, Brown, and AJ Hood. So AJ Green can go, Tyrese Martin can go, and we're good there. All right, so one more day here. We do not renounce everybody, and now we're going to give up some contracts. Mark Williams wants about $25 million a year, so it's definitely a decent chunk of change. But we are going to go ahead and pay the man his money, and I'm feeling good. We're going to get everybody back, which is obviously a great sign. In terms of a trade, because obviously we did just go ahead and draft AJ here. We don't really need Christian Brown anymore, so maybe I include him in a trade with JT Thor, trying to find a little bit of an upgrade at the backup power forward spot. I don't know. We can just glance around and see what we can find. Brown, Thor, need power forwards here that are like really good. Jeremy Grant's here. He's 32. He's a little bit older. But honestly might be my best option. Kevon Looney. Marvin Bagley. Ooh, do I just take PJ Washington back? You know what? Why the hell not? Screw it. Welcome back to the team, PJ Washington. We're also acquiring a draft pick. I'm happy to have PJ back here. Going to be my backup power forward behind Julius Randle. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. I'll see you guys at the start of year 4. Fresh off a championship, the starting 5 remains exactly the same, and honestly, why wouldn't it? This is a very, very good team, and I have very, very high hopes for another championship. It's LaMelo Ball, Tyler Hero, Brandon Miller, Julius Randle, and Mark Williams. The bench unit's led by Jalen Hood, who, again, I almost feel like it was kind of like one of the steals of the draft. I mean, we took him 4th overall in round 2. I mean, look at his per 36 numbers, which I know aren't completely accurate, but still kind of crazy to see. He's going to be our 6th man. Followed by P.J. Washington, Jose Alvarado, Nick Richards, and then A.J., who we just drafted 5th overall. It feels weird to play a 5th overall pick 10 minutes a night. But, yeah, this team's good enough to where we can do that. I want another championship. We'll see you guys at the end of year 4. What a way to cap off year 4. LaMelo Ball winning the MVP award. We also tied the best record in NBA history at 73-9. And I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. Koa Pete is your rookie of the year. He went 3rd overall to Philadelphia. Just a tremendous season for him. Trenton Flowers, 6th man of the year in Brooklyn. Giannis wins Depoy. Trey Johnson, most improved. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. And Jacob Underwood, obviously, going to win coach of the year with 73 wins. So, here's how it looks. 22 games up on the 2-seeded Celtics here in the East. I mean, we're running it right now. We really are. Here's a look at the full stats on the year. Doesn't matter. This team is good enough for... I mean, it's a weird day. Has this ever happened before? For all you NBA junkies that are in my comment section watching this video right now, has anybody ever won the MVP award before not leading their team in scoring? I'm trying to think. I'm 23, so I'm trying to think back as far as I know. Yeah, I don't think so. As far back as I can go. I'm sure there was somebody back in, like, 1968 when all the Celtics won their championships. But, like, come on. There's just no way anything recent like that's ever happened. All right, we have Indiana here in round 1. We beat them last year. I think we're going to beat them pretty handily this year again. And, yeah, we do just that. Brooklyn here in round 2. Tyus Jones, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. Added Paolo Banchero, who has been straight balling in the playoffs. Wow. Hang on a damn minute. We're in 2026 at this point. What the fuck is Tristan Thompson doing in a starting lineup? Good God. All right, well, you know what? Yeah, thanks for coming. Orlando here in the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe we faced them last year again. They moved Desmond Bane to the 3. They now start Nick Smith Jr. Greg Dickey is here. I kind of want to do a Greg Dickey rebuild. All right, we're 1-1 with them right now. They stole game 1 on our home floor. We steal 2 on theirs, and we win in 5. We are moving on to take on... Oh, shit. Battle of number 1 versus number 2 overall picks here in the NBA Finals. We obviously know what our team is. Oh, my God. Brandon Ingram, Matas Buzelis, obviously DJ Wagner's here. Jakob Poeltl is getting bounced like a ping pong ball between Toronto and San Antonio. Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson. Holy depth. This looks very similar to the team that I built in yesterday's video, and goddamn, that scares the shit out of me. We're 1-1 with them right now. We go up 2-1, up 3-1. Okay, way to ruin all my excitement. But we win our 2nd straight championship nonetheless. LaMelo Ball now has 2 finals MVPs and an MVP under his belt at age 25. And we were heading into the 5th and final season, and I want a 3rd straight championship. I do. I'm not standing pat. I want to go get it done. We're projected that pick from the Bulls. I don't know if it's actually any sort of... Oh my God, it went all the way up to number 3. I can't lose today. I seriously cannot lose today. I think I saw we had 15 as well. I do want to go ahead and get Jacob Underwood back. He's done a tremendous job with this group. Seriously? You had enough here, Jacob? Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. You going to let me sign Stauffer? Okay. You blocked it. Go fuck yourself. Well, I don't know why my coach, who just led me to 2 straight championships, doesn't want to come back here. Can I have Will Hardy? Why is everybody being like this? This is so annoying. I don't want to sign Ruben Pope. I have no interest in that. Oh, good God. Kurt Dudley? This is not fun. Mark Jones. It's like the announcer, Mark Jones. Oh, my God. This sucks. You know what? J.D. Strong looks well-rounded. He has 3 stars in both categories. You know what? No. I'm going to go ahead and... Because, you know what? Ruben Pope here might not have good defensive ratings, but he has borderline perfect offensive ratings. So we're going to take a flyer here on Ruben Pope. I have no idea who that is. But, yeah. That sucks. I don't know what Jacob Underwood's doing leaving us. Maybe Michael Jordan didn't want to pay him enough money. I don't know. But we do have the 3rd overall pick, and honestly, we have enough talent to the point where it really is not going to matter. So let's go ahead and just move these picks. I don't need anything. It doesn't really matter. And then, yeah, let's just do this. I don't know if I want to draft somebody at 15. I honestly don't even know what I would take. I'm not going to draft somebody at 15. I'll just move it for a future asset. We don't need anything at 15. Hell, we really don't even need anything at number 3. But we have it here. Talk about draft classes, I don't know. I mean, these kids are probably, what, like 14, 15 years old right now? So it would be pretty hard to figure out who the best one here is. So I don't know. Who's available for me? Jamal McKnight Jr. goes number 1. AJ DeBensta goes number 2. And then our pick here, Tyron Stokes. I don't know. Jackson Davis is here. You know what? I'll just take Tyron Stokes. Welcome to the team. All right, cool. I have no idea what his overall is going to be. He's a 78. That's fine. LaMelo Ball decline. Wait, he's a free agent? Oh, it's because I matched a deal he accepted instead of giving him. Okay, shit. Well, I'm nervous. I'm going to pay this man a max contract because I cannot risk him going anywhere. I just can't do that. Tyler Hero is restricted? How is Tyler Hero restricted? That doesn't make much sense to me. And obviously Brandon Miller is here. I'm going to qualify him. That's a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Okay, well, PJ Washington, honestly, I'm just going to let him go at this point. We just drafted his replacement, and that's fine. I have absolutely no idea why Tyler Hero is restricted right now, but he is, and when 2K glitches, I'm not going to question it if it helps me. So, yeah, let's just go find ourselves, I guess, another championship, because this team's all set. Fresh off back-to-back championships, we are looking for the three-peat. This is the team. Here's how it goes. It's LaMelo Ball, Tyler Hero, Brandon Miller, Julius Randle, and Mark Williams. The bench unit, Jalen Hood, is up to an 85 overall. I'm very happy I made that pick back in year 1 and didn't just trade it away for a future second, because that got us our 6th man. AJ here is going to be our 7th man, followed by Nick Richards, Tyron Stokes, and Jose Alvarado. It's a pretty good team. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. Year 3, year 5. Holy shit. It is 2 straight MVPs for LaMelo Ball, as once again we go 73-9. I was a little disappointed we couldn't break the wins record, but nonetheless, I'm still feeling pretty good. Jamal McKnight Jr., Rookie of the Year. He went 1st overall. He looks like he's a really, really good player there for the Brooklyn Nets. Emmanuel Quickley, 6th Man of the Year in Indiana. Chet Holmgren, Defensive Player of the Year. Robert Dillon, Most Improved. And Ruben Pope, Coach of the Year. Hell, you could have let me coach the team. This is a very talented team. I'm sure we could have got a lot of wins. 15 games up on the 2-seeded Celtics. Spurs take the 1 seed over there in the West. You know, I said East. In the West, maybe a little rematch last year's finals. Run it back. Yeah, I mean, again, this team is really, really good. It doesn't matter who scores what or who does what. All right, round 1 is going to be the Indiana Pacers. We've beat them, I think, 3 straight years. I'm hoping. Was that Draymond Green? No, I could have sworn I saw Draymond Green. Okay. All right, let's see if we can beat them again. And we win in 5. Moving on to Cleveland. Again, where, whoa, how, why, what the hell is Cade Cunningham doing here? That's annoying because he's really, really good. And I don't know. That's kind of a pain in the ass. But we sweep them. All right, Celtics here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Holy shit. Still have the Jays. Added Patrick Williams. Added Şengün. You have Lonzo Ball off the bench with London Johnson starting. Okay, that makes me a little bit nervous. I would say the Jays definitely have the best player in the series in Tatum, but clearly we have the best team. And we are going to be taking on Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs once again. I believe I saw them come back from being down 3-1 to the Thunder. Obviously, this is a very similar team to last year. They're good. I do think we're better, and I'd like to get some gameplay with this team as well if possible. We're 2-2 right now. Up 3-2. We close them out on their own home floor. That would be pretty cool. Don't make me stress about going to Game 7, potentially. Okay, come on. We don't want to get... Okay. Game 7 it is. Game 7 it is. All the marbles on the line, and, yeah, man, this is it. Not the start you're looking for. Just not it. Come on. Fights. Thank you. Fight. Fight back. Fight back. Be resilient. Be resilient. I'll see you guys in there. So typically this would be the time that I would talk about the Hornets and go over, you know, what I think the right move in the draft would be or why I think Brandon Miller is going to be a stud or whatever it may be. Unfortunately, this is a 3-point game, and I don't really have the luxury of fucking around right now. Especially because I know how good Victor Wembanyama is because I did a rebuild with him yesterday. Actually, I recorded it 3 hours ago, but you saw it yesterday. All right, so this is a very, very big moment for me. I have no want or need to try to play against Victor Wembanyama, especially on ball. But I'm going to try to do everything I can. What the hell? Okay, this dude. Oh, blocked by Williams. And that's Hornets basketball, baby. Mark Williams, my GOAT. Get me the subs in. I need the starting lineup in. It makes no sense that they weren't in the goddamn first place. Thank you very much. I just put the starters in. Thank you. All right, it is time. We are up 3, 2 minutes left to go. We are on our home floor here in Game 7. Are we going to seize the moment, as they say? I'm feeling pretty good right now. LaMelo right up to the rim. Flushes it home. Up 5. Wow. This is nice. This is nice. We've gotten off to a good start. Typically, I don't do that, so it's always nice when you can do that. I don't know what Massa Buzelis is doing. He almost hit the most ridiculous circus shot. I don't know if you remember that shot last possession. He pulls a 3, and he misses it in and out. Williams with the board, kicks it to Hero. Where's Brandon Miller? I want to use Brandon Miller a little bit. Drive, down to the rack. Brandon Miller flushes it home, and we go up 7. Oh my God. He only has 9 points on the night, so tough one, but he's showing up when it matters most. Buzelis to the rim, can't get it to go. Ingram with the rebound, and a foul on Mark Williams. Whew. That was a lot. Play by play. It's challenging. All right, so obviously this one is not completely out of reach yet. There is still a possibility San Antonio comes back. With me playing in this game, trust me, there's a possibility. I'm not saying it's over, but I am feeling pretty good right now. Ingram going to take his second free throw. He is going to hit his second free throw. All right, it is a 5-point lead right now. I did not mean to get off LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball having a pretty good game tonight. Let's see if he can win his 3rd straight championship, potentially 3rd straight finals MVP. Crossover, LaMelo Ball, 3-pointer, bang! Let's go, baby. Puts it in, up 8. Ugh. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I really, really am. Massa Buzelis going to get the shot off, and he gets it through the contact, cutting it back down to 6. Not dead yet. Under a minute to go here in Game 7 in Charlotte. Going to take the screen from Randle. Going to get cut off here. LaMelo Ball just toying with him. Going to go up to the rim, and he's going to miss the layup. Victor Wembanyama gets the putback. He is an absolute unicorn. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am scared. Okay. Holy shit. I am terrified. LaMelo Ball, just blow by him. Blow by him. Blow by him. Okay, kick it up here to Julius Randle. They're going to foul Randle. I mean, I guess you kind of have to, but, like, even with that, it's still tricky. All right, well, need to hit free throws here with Julius Randle. First one is up. First one is good. Moment of truth right now. Moment of truth. Second free throw here for Julius Randle is up, and it's good. 6-point game. It's timeout Spurs. We're on the verge. We can feel our 3rd straight championship. Can we just hold them off for a little while longer? There's maybe a world out there where I insert a defensive lineup, but honestly, it takes out too many stars, and I think this team's good enough to hold on. So, starters staying in the game. Mark Williams going to defend the inbound here. Let's try to see if we can maybe get a little bit of a steal here. Anything? Come on. Mark. Nope. Deny ball. All right, Buzelis in the corner. Pulls the 3 and misses it. And that is going to be it. And Victor Wembanyama fouls out. Oh, that's not the guy you want taking the foul there. Brandon Miller to the line has struggled tonight. He free throw is up, and the struggles continue. Obviously, that's my fault. That's not his fault. But, yeah, man, we are going to be getting 3 straight championships, and what a way to cap it off here in Charlotte. This was a fun rebuild. As always, let me know all of your thoughts on, what you think. Really, you're taking seriously? It's over. Come on. Let it go. Let it go. Seriously, come on. All right. Let me know all your thoughts on what you think the Hornets can do. Obviously, in some aspects, I'm really, really I feel bad. I do feel bad for Hornets fans because you got so close, but yet so far away from Victor Wembanyama, as I said to open this video. But in another aspect, you're going to be okay. Hang on a damn minute. In another aspect, you're going to be getting a really, really good player in either Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller. I don't know which one you take. Again, I don't think you can really go wrong. I like the fit of Brandon Miller a lot better. It's obviously a position of need because Gordon Hayward or Kelly Oubre, these are not long-term options for you at that 3. I think Brandon Miller is going to be a very good player in this league. I could be wrong. I also think Scoot Henderson's going to be great, but I don't know how much I love that matchup with LaMelo Ball. I really don't. So that's just my take on it. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm also excited to see what the hell the Portland Trailblazers are going to do, because there's talks out there that they could potentially move the 3rd overall pick and try to get somebody to help Damian Lillard. Just let it go. Just seriously, for the life of you, let it go. I'm sorry. At this point in his career, with the way that roster's constructed, with some nice young pieces and Damian Lillard, you're not winning a championship with Dame there in Portland. You're just not doing it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you were in the Western Conference Finals year after year, or seriously competing in the playoffs, and then you were maybe getting the 3rd overall pick, whether you made a trade and had it from some other team or whatever it would be, then I understand trading the pick. But when you have really not come close, except for one Western Conference Finals appearance with Damian Lillard, give it up. I understand loyalty, but okay, holy shit. But you're just being stupid at that point. You really are, and I hate to state the obvious, but it's just let it go. So that's just my take on it for Portland. I have no idea what I'm going to do in that rebuild. I'm going to probably be recording that rebuild very soon, because I've told you this in 100 videos, but I'm scheduling videos in advance for next week, because I'm not going to be here the entirety of next week. I have a work trip. But yeah, man, we'll see what they end up doing. I think they should make the smart move and ultimately trade Damian Lillard. I really do. I think it's time for a rebuild there in Portland. I don't think anything's getting done with that core, and I fully understand how hesitant that a lot of Portland Trailblazers fans are. They want to trade Dame. I don't know, man. I don't know. But nonetheless, back to this. We cap off 3 straight championships with Brandon Miller here in Charlotte. I had a ton of fun making this rebuild. I've been really enjoying doing 5-year rebuilds. Hell, I've recorded 2 5-year rebuilds today. I mean, that's 10 seasons of rebuilds. And, yeah, I'm going to be taking a break after this one. But, yeah, man, I had a ton of fun with this one. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I'm sure you guys have other video ideas just besides prospect rebuilds. So let me know those down below. Of course, you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel. Do that for me. Join the community. We'd love to have you. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.